I welcome all of you on my YouTube channel MS Tech, a learning platform for all the learning aspirants. Today in this video, we are going to talk about the execution of test cases in TestNg using priorities. First, we'll see by default what is the procedure of TestNg of executing your test cases, and then according to our requirement, we'll see how we can execute all of our test cases based on our priorities. So let's get started with this video. The very first thing, as you can see here, this is the project which we have used in our previous videos as well, where we have downloaded a couple of jars, for example, TestNg dependencies, and we had created some of the test cases. Now for priority related concept, I'm going to create a completely new class here in my package. So let me create new class, priority. Now I'm going to write annotated test cases here. So my first test case is I'm going to write as and I'm going to simply print a normal statement. I'm not going to execute any application or any lengthy code because the agenda is to execute test cases according to priority. I'm writing my first. Now I'm going to write my another test case here. Why are we using this @test? Because @test is the annotation through which we execute all of our scenarios. Again, I'm going to write my second test case here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put it on top. Before my first test case, I'm going to put my second test case. And I'm not providing any priority as of now. First, let me execute this priority class. So when I execute my priority class, you see it executes this test case first. My first test case, you see the print statement, I'm getting it at first, and then the second statement, I'm getting my second test case is coming from here. But if you observe, I defined this one as my first test case and this one as my second test case. So there is no order of execution which is following top to bottom. It follows alphabetical order. You see F comes first before S, that's why it executed, and then it executed this one. Now let's say I have so many test cases and all of them are being executed based on alphabetics. But now here I'm going to execute, I want to execute my test cases according to my priorities. So yes, we have one functionality in TestNg through which we can prioritize our test cases. Remember one more thing here. By default, the priorities of all the test cases are set to 0. Why? Because I'm executing my test cases. These test cases are executing at the same time. All of the test cases are executing at the same time. But when I prioritize my test cases, I always start giving the priority from 1. Because by default, every test case has a priority 0. So now let me define the priority. So here I'm going to write priority. This is the tag priority. I'm going to type and I'm going to write as 2. Let's say I want to execute my this test cases first. So I'm going to write priority as 1. Now, according to this tag priority, if I want to execute, after execution, you will see this time the sequence of my test case will change. Now this time my first test case execute first because I gave priority 1 to this particular test case and priority 2 to this test case. Similarly, if I want to change the order of execution, fine. I can change the execution order. I provided this one this time as first and this one as second priority. And now if I execute, you see my second test case. It means this test case executes first and this test case executed second. So that's how in one TestNg class, if you have multiple test cases and you want to execute all of them according to your priority, you can define priorities in this way. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, please watch, click like and